Hello, everybody. My name is Amay Kataria, and firstly, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me to talk about my art practice. In this video, I will be sharing my work, Figments of Desire, which is an artificial life system, and talk about the conceptual underpinnings behind it. I'll also dive into the technical and artistic decisions that I took in this project. I want to begin by introducing myself and sharing a little bit about my background. I am a Chicago based artist, originally from New Delhi, India. I received my undergraduate degree from Virginia Tech in computer engineering that led me to Microsoft, where I worked as a software developer for 4.5 years. After that, I began my MFA in Art and Technology Studies from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, where I focused my research on the history of control, cybernetic theory, and the philosophy of technology. There, I specialized in building open-ended autopoietic systems that were inspired from artificial life. I'm currently a new media artist in residence at Mana Contemporary in Chicago, where I'm continuing my research forward. Before I talk about Figments of Desire, I want to briefly mention my first artificial life system, Figments of Attention, which I finished in January 2019 for a show called Future is Here: Art and Technology in a Millennial Age in Mumbai, India, curated by Dr. Arshia Lokanwala. Figments of Attention is a metaphorical system of a swarm of synthetic agents called figments. Collectively, their flock resembles the state of human attention. The nature of the figments is to objectively flock together like a stream of human attention. However, by encountering app icons literally along the way, they get distracted and break away from the swarm. Every time the swarm starts disintegrating, a cacophony of the sound of addiction breaks out. Consequently, these figments nestle together but get distracted by the onslaught of more apps. With the constant rate of notifications we are fed by our devices, Figments of Attention reflects on our fragile ability to focus on everyday tasks. Thus, it became my first work that utilized the aesthetics of artificial life systems to craft a metaphor to reflect upon the human condition. That work paved the way for my thesis installation called Figments of Desire that was shown at my MFA show in Sullivan Galleries in Chicago. In this work, I explored the poetics of human attraction through two synthetic agents that are choreographed to a musical score. The sonic composition emanating through the metal pipes activates the agents to unwind a generative yet controlled narrative of behaviors of attraction, repulsion, and entanglement. The synthetic couple algorithmically explores its states of desires. This work examines the behavioral effects of the use of technology to bridge intimacy. With the use of instant messaging apps and the global pace of communication, relationships have been reduced to connections and conversations have been reduced to instant messages. Is this loss of intimacy being fixed by the use of technology, or is it making it worse? All the custom software for this work is developed with Open Frameworks, a C++ library for creative coding. To design an agent, I utilized a library called Box2D, which let me set up an artificial physics world. Every agent is a mesh of soft bodies in this world that have physical characteristics like density, bounce, and friction, all joined together with joints that have their own capacities. By setting up a parametric system where I could control these individual characteristics led to the birth of a synthetic agent. Here you can see me interacting with an agent by pulling on the red colored soft bodies and the agent modifying its shape in reaction to these forces. By controlling these forces using an algorithm, I could define behaviors of attraction and repulsion in an agent. Consequently, with two agents, I introduced a concept of entanglement, where the soft bodies from each agent start bonding with each other, thus becoming codependent in this environment, a situation that we all experience while addressing our own desires for our loved ones. Here, that codependence is literally manifested as these red lines joining the two bodies together. Therefore, Figments of Desire is an installation for these two synthetic agents to explore their fragile desires for intimacy. In an environment where they experience infinite occurrences of interactions with each other, they occupy space in such a way that they pretend to feel alive with actual real desires. Finally, I want to mention that the installation I created for these agents was very important because I wanted them to occupy space, not just inside a computer and a screen, but actual physical space. I wanted to assign them their own kingdom where they could reside. The sound system for the installation was developed by placing speakers underneath the pipes to utilize the pipe's resonance and were driven by a custom designed printed circuit board with 3-watt amplifiers that received audio from a composition crafted with Ableton Live that sent OSC signals to the artificial life system as well. Finally, the system led to my third artificial life project that year that was exhibited at Ars Electronica in 2019 called Nest. The two agent system evolved into a multi agent artificial life system where all these agents negotiated their space and their interactions with each other and collectively weaved a nest like structure. When they started entangling with each other, they operated like a collective consciousness where the movement of each agent affected the collective's presence. By using computer vision, the work responded to humans in the environment that in turn affected how the agents behaved, thus blurring the line between human and machine to reflect upon the state of coexistence between the two environments. Nest inhabited a colony of synthetic agents that had lifelike behaviors and could exist with or without human intervention. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Please join me in the live session to know more about my art practice and also to learn more about the work. Thank you.